You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
A good day. Welcome, everyone. I hope you are well. Jason Keck is first. Says, what's up, fellas? Jason, it just happened. Miami fans, it has happened. Go Time Dolphin fans, it has happened. The Miami Dolphins have signed Tua Tagovailoa to a 4-year, was it 220 million.4 extent, 212.4 million extension. Sorry, bear with me. I was enjoying myself playing video games when I heard the news that the Dolphins have extended Tua. Bit of peek behind the curtain. We knew it was coming. Just didn't think it would happen as I was mid gaming, playing EA college football. But yes, I haven't got my lights on. Literally, I'm an absolute mess right now. But I spoke to Charlie Touche. He is not here. He is currently busy. I said, if we sign Tua, can I go live? He said yes, hence why I am here and hence why I am still doing everything I need to do. Bang, we are ready. So, how did we get here? How is everything not working right now? And yeah, it's just me. All my lights are on, all good. Vanderpump rules in the background. My wires are an absolute mess. This is what happens when you don't prep beforehand. But yes. So Cap for Life isn't here. I'm sure he will join us soon. Shout out Shaq, says Tua for the win. Shout out Hannah Montana, says Tua. So yeah, as I was saying, how did we get here? So heading into camp, camp started a few days ago. Tua had not signed his contract, or not kind of contract. The Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa had not come to terms on a new contract. Day one of training camp, he takes, I think, 2 snaps in first team drills, but kind of hands it off both times. No passes. We're all good. This is Wednesday. Wednesday is. Thursday, being yesterday, doesn't take part at all. And that's when a few people were like, oh, this is interesting now. It's one thing to show up the first day and obviously take part. Nothing too big, but, just a little handoff, stretch and all that kind of stuff. But yesterday being Thursday, no participation at all. Standing on the sideline, talking to teammates, he's happy, all that kind of all the good stuff. But he is in a baseball cap and doesn't practice at all. Friday comes around and he is a full participant. Shout out to all the beat writers who are giving us all the information. To say Tua participated in 11v11 drills. First play was a 50-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill. Of the 3 days, sounds like today being Friday was the first day where the offense basically got the better of the defense, and it's no surprise that Tua was leading the offense. And then as practice finished, there were some rumblings on social media that the deal was getting done or the deal had been done. Our sources confirmed that the deal had been done. I'm trying to find out when it was going to be announced so I can, plan, make sure all the graphics are right. But nope, I just got a message saying, or I say message, everyone got the message, social media, Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, everyone. As I find out more, obviously I will tell you in terms of contract breakdown, all the good stuff. But QB1, here we go. Oh, I just had it and I've lost it. Why? My phone is annoying. So let's have a look. I just had it. I think it's 53.1 mil a year. I don't think that makes him the highest paid quarterback. But let's have a look if we can find that information so I can tell all of the Go Time Dolphins listeners how much it is exactly. Lewis Riddick, did he have it? No. Rap sheet might have it. Bear with me, guys. This is not good podcasting, but I'm trying to get all the information as soon as possible. So what we do know, 167 million in guarantees, the largest 4-year deal in history. So we have that going for us. What else do we have going for us? Let's tell everyone that I am live is live over on YouTube. Go say hi. Let's get the YouTube link. Guys, if you haven't already, let's smash that like button. Let's get everyone over here. Let's have the time of our lives as QB1 extends his stay in Miami. 4 years, 212.4 million, and that's what 167 in guarantees. 5-yard Lee has messaged me. I am live. It's 5-yard Lee off from going live. I am live. Maybe 5-yard Lee joins us. Who knows? I will ask him. But yeah, let me know in the comments whether you think the money is correct, whether you're happy, whether you're sad. Obviously, it is just me right now. So have I. Let's get this on Twitter as well. This is what you have. This is what you get when it's literally completely off the cuff. But there was no way that I could not be here with everyone. So shout out to Keith. Says excellent news. It had to be the 70-yard completion to Tyreek Hill today that did it. Yeah, Keith, we were talking in the Dolphins UK chat that obviously that one play, not that one play, but there just seemed to be something in the year that had us thinking that he was going to get paid. Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill had the smiley face on his Twitter. Do we know the details of the contract? Yes. It is 167 mil in guarantees, 4-year, 212.4 million extension. Cameron Wolf said that puts him at 53.1 million per year on new money average. So for anyone who didn't hear that, or I'll repeat it, 53.1 million per year, 212.4 mil extension over 4 years with 167 mil in guarantees. Shout out to Robert Ashton, says what's up, Kadeem, and everyone. Like I said, guys, let me know in the chat what we think of this contract. Shout out to Oos. I'm not even going to try. You gave me a difficult thing to pronounce. Is it Talofa Uso Kadeem? If I got that wrong, I apologize. Correct me if I'm wrong. Guys, so it seemed a couple of weeks ago that, let's not say that talks kind of broke down, but they kind of weren't. I guess it's difficult to say now that they weren't this close, given that it's done. Kendall says, does 53 million a year put him in the top 3 range for quarterback salaries? Let's find out. That is a great question. Thank you very much for that question. Kendall, let's have NFL contracts. I believe it might put him second or third. I don't think Botrack is going to have his or Tua's contract on the site just yet, but we can have a look. Shout out to Joe Levesque, said this is what is right amount of money for him. Robert Ashton says highest 4-year extension in NFL history is right. Let's not mess around. I'm telling you now, when there's no, he is he is third. He is above Jared Goff. So they just had it a second ago. King of the Slam says, let's effing go. Tua. Oos says, perfect. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad I got the pronunciation correct. Keith says, those numbers are reasonable given the market. It will be surpassed by Dak certainly next year. It'll be interesting to see what Love gets now. King of the Slam says, my Polynesian playmaker. Love that nickname. Absolutely love it. Robert Ashton says, most important question is, will it move him up share wide Steve's quarterback list? So if you haven't seen it already, our last episode we done a quarterback rankings episode. NFL contracts. We have a few more coming up in a few days, but obviously we can also talk about Tua's extension in those episodes. So, as you can see, Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow are tied for first at 55. Jared Goff is third at 53. And when I loaded this up earlier, Tua was there above Jared Goff. But as you can see, he will be above Jared Goff but it makes him a top three. Tua is a top 3 earner in the NFL. Yep, there we go. There we have it. As you can see, Tua Tagovailoa is third overall. Let's make that a bit bigger. Don't finish the update. I want to get rid of the recent news stuff. We don't have to. So, starts in 2024, ends in 2028. 4-year deal, 212.4 mil, average of 53.1 mil per year, and he is taken up 20.79% of the cap. 167 mil in guarantees. That's below Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, and just below Jared Goff, below Justin Herbert, below Lamar Jackson. But it does not matter for me anyway. He's signed. He's here long term, and it's time to go win a chip. Let's get rid of that screen very quickly. So, once again, for those just joining us, as you can see in the headline, Tua Tagovailoa contract extension reaction. 4 years, $212.4 million, 167 mil in guarantees, and what was it, 53.1 average per year. If you're wondering what's on in the background, my wife and sister are watching Vanderpump Rules. Is the Vanderpump Rules? They ignore me, but yes, Vanderpump Rules. We are over here talking Miami Dolphins. I am hot. My mouth is dry. I have my bottle of water. I'm not like Charlie with these big, jugs and stuff, but no. Question for people in the chat: did you think this would get done before the season started? I think I said a couple of weeks ago. Maybe it might be a couple of months ago. I was quite convinced that this would get done before the season started. Shout out to King of Slams, says love the Dolphins headphones. These were a birthday present from Charlie. They say Coach K on them. Actually, I can also change this as well. Hold on 2 secs. I don't use it much, but have a go. Oh, there's hair on that. Have a go time Dolphins. Oh, this is so dirty. This is why I don't use it too much. I picked up dirt very easily. But let's zoom in on that. Go time Dolphins on the mic. Kendall says, so the 167 mil and guaranteed money is actually pretty modest and team friendly. Yeah, I think for a lot of people it would have been a case of, I think a lot of Miami Dolphin fans who aren't the biggest Tua fans, if I put it that way, didn't want him to get paid now. Basically, they wanted him to basically prove it. And as we've said quite a few times, that prove it kind of gets moved every few years, or every year, I should say. So before it's, well, can he throw downfield? He starts throwing downfield. Well, can he play a full season without getting hurt? So he plays a full season without getting hurt. In the past, has been, can he show he plays at an MVP caliber? Well, yeah, he's done that as well. Now we kind of got to a point where, can he get to the playoffs? Let's do the playoffs. Can he win a playoff game? Can he beat, big teams, all this kind of stuff? So I can imagine there's quite a few Dolphin fans who aren't too happy with this contract or the extension in general. And if one of those people, it's not an issue. Jump online, tell me why you aren't happy. Leave it in the comments. Let's get a good conversation going. But for me, I think, I'm not going to speak on behalf of Charlie, but I'm sure Charlie would agree as well. His trajectory is only going up. As you can see my bent finger. Let's try and straighten up. Yeah, it's only going up. So for the most part, what more do you want him to prove to you? Yes, a playoff win would be amazing, but as people like to point out, Justin Herbert got paid already and had no playoff wins. So does it really matter? I think for the most part, and I think people would also agree as well, this does look like a team-friendly deal. People would turn around and say, "Well, that shows X, Y, and Z." Me and Charlie said this before as well. No matter what side, no matter how much the contract was going to be, there was always going to be someone who didn't like it. It was either going to be a case of, well, he only got this, which showed that the Dolphins don't believe in him, or he got this and it shows this and all that kind of stuff. And listen, he's been paid. He, for a lot of Dolphins, I don't say a lot, for fans of Tua, it's deserved. For fans of not fans for Tua, oh my day, I can't even speak. For people who aren't Tua fans, it's not deserved, and that's completely okay. We're all allowed opinions. Sometimes me and Charlie disagree. It's what makes Go Time Dolphins and fan debates. It's brilliant. Um, Shout out to Cap. He says, gentlemen. Shout out to King of Slams again. Says, yes, you're absolutely right. Goalposts keep on moving. No playoff wins. It's not just on Tua. Watch him in the playoff game, and then the narrative goes to you can only win because of Tyreek or the defense, etc., etc. Cap says it's over. Thank God. Now we can play football, baby. Let's go. Cap, what are your thoughts on the contract? Are you happy? Are you sad? Do you think it's too much money? Again, same goes to everyone. When I asked earlier whether people thought the contract would be done by now, Robert Ashton said yes. I had nothing to base it on, but I felt it would. I also think, listen, we don't know when the contract extension kind of got to a point where it was done, where it was edging closer. But me personally, I think if the two teams were far apart, he wouldn't have. I don't think he would have taken any snaps on Monday. Wednesday, sorry. Cap says it's fair. He's been through a lot. That was something Charlie was saying earlier in a private chat that since Tua joined the Dolphins, he has been treated fairly at times. Cap says he's going to get carpal tunnel by the next hour. Everyone is going live. He probably deleted that. Can't get it up. I can't get any comments up right now. I don't know why, but I'm still here. Oh, it's showing for you, but not showing for me. That's weird. Right. Bear me a few secs while I try and work out why these messages aren't showing. Or why I can't get rid of this one cap on my screen. But I'll read out comments as they come in. So Robert Ashton says, oh, here we go. Finally caught up. Bingo. So Robert says, I'll say it now, see if I might end the season. The final piece for Tua in cementing that he is the Dolphins franchise quarterback. He can move into the season full of confidence and will lead us to playoff win. I hope you're right as well. Keith says it's not team friendly in the sense that it is really under the market. It's a fair contract. They had to sign him as both Coach McDaniel and Greer are tied to him. That is true as well. I think if Tua doesn't pan out, I'm not trying to wish that upon anyone. But if he doesn't, I can see Chris Greer going, but McDaniel stays. But the flip side to that is, I guess, well, Chris Greer has built a team which is made the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. They are competitive across the field. Excellent draft picks over the past few years. You can't find everyone, but the money that friend of the podcast, Robert Hung, got, the money that Christian Wilkins got from other teams, the money that Andrew Van Ginkel got from the Vikings, the money that friend of the podcast, Brandon Jones, got from, once they left the building, shows that he drafted well. And that's all you can really ask for. Yes, in an ideal world, you would keep all of these people, but it's not an ideal world. And you can't have a go at Chris Greer for... Well, you can have a go because people are doing it. But if he doesn't draft well, these guys aren't getting picked up by anyone else. They're getting picked up. There's not much you can really do about it. Christian Wilkins leaving, friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt leaving. It allows you to sign Tyreek Hill. It allows you to sign Tua Tagovailoa. It allows you to extend Jalen Waddle. So, listen, all we can do is hope that we can win a ring. Charlie is adamant that will be this year because he said, "Oh no, that's interesting." Charlie said that we would win a ring on Tua's rookie contract, but now Tua signed his contract extension. Does that still count? Who knows? But also shout out to all the Dolphin podcasts that have gone live as well. It means a lot that I'm able to do this just as much as they are as well. For anyone who is here and not with other people, I appreciate it. At the same time, I am not a selfish person. Everyone has their favorites. I'm interested to see what others are saying. So if you have been elsewhere, let me know what they've said. Let me know what other channels are saying. When I'm done over here, I probably will jump back. At the moment, I was playing EA College Football. As you can see from my screen, I made the Gotham City Dark Knights. I'm currently beating the Kentucky Wildcats in the playoffs. I'm in the semi-finals of the playoffs. Just beat the Hurricanes in the quarterfinals. So yeah, shout out to everyone. Robert Ashton reckons that Charlie will say an extension starts at the end of the upcoming season, and quite possible. Spotrack says that the start of the Tua contract is 2024. We're in 2024, so Spotrack would disagree, but it is what it is. Again, we're all allowed a difference of opinion. Cap Charlie is busy at the moment. I've spoken to him today. Like I said, I asked whether I could go live. He said yes, hence why I am live. And I think it's one of those situations where, by the time we get to it, either later on tonight or tomorrow or Sunday, not that people don't want to hear it, but you want to get the fresh takes. Shout out to Chris Barella says about time to focus on the goal. And yes. So a question for you then, guys. Let's do this. Haven't done this in a while. What is so just again, really bad podcast, I'm sorry. So question. What is the goal for the Miami Dolphins in 2024? You've had back-to-back years of the playoffs, haven't won a division. We all know what happened last year. But at the very least, like we said, we made the playoffs. What's the goal for the Dolphins in 2024 now that we have signed Tua Tagovailoa to a contract extension? Surely, I can't imagine it's not playoffs. Playoffs should be the absolute bare minimum. But let me know what you think the goal should be. Robert Ashton says AFC Championship. Shout out to Blue Eyed Gemini. Says about damn time. Fins up, baby. Fins up. Got my Tua jersey on. Also, does this mean that the Kadeem curse is officially done? I've got Jalen Waddle jersey, contract extension. Got this Tua jersey, contract extension. I've got the friend of the podcast, Javon Holland jersey. Yes, he changed his number. Actually, no, let me not jinx it. Let me not say anything because I'm really annoyed. King of the Slam says AFC Championship when asked what is the goal for the Dolphins in 2024. Let me also try and get some more people. So I haven't done a really good job of tweeting stuff out, but again, I literally jumped straight on and started podcasting. Who is that? So I'm just messaging people, got sources messaging me a whole bunch of stuff, responding to messages. Shout out to Keith says agree. AFC Championship game along with beating the Bills twice. Listen, I'll be there for week 2. So hopefully that is 1 of 1 and then 2 of 2 later on. Chris Barella says playoff win, then build from there. Shout out to Chief O'Reilly says as a Bills fan, ha 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 ha. Listen, it's all love over here. The rivalry is real. I'm sure there will be other rival fans who will be happy that the Dolphins extended Tua, but I can't. I'll be honest. If you're a Paper Planes fan or a Patriots fan, laughing at this extension, beat Tua, and then come back to me. Or if you're a Bills fan, the Bills have owned the Dolphins long before Tua was there, but that will be turning around very, very soon. Shout out to IMAX says, I'm so glad this is over with. Let's go with a Super Bowl. Let's go win a Super Bowl. And Robert Ashton says, I best not buy any more jerseys without your blessing, mate. I have Fitzpatrick and Van Ginkel. What Fitzpatrick? Are we going? Oh, it's 14, so it's obviously Ryan Fitzpatrick. I still want to get myself a Minka Fitzpatrick jersey. Don't ask why. Just really, really liked him. Obviously the way things ended wasn't really ideal, but not much you can do about that. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to everyone who's joining us later on. Shout out to everyone who's listening after the fact couldn't join us live. It happens. Yeah. So again, if you're just joining us and you haven't seen the terms of the contract, 4 years, 212.4 mil, and that 0.4 is really important because it takes his average from 53 to 53.1, putting him above Jared Goff. He is a top 3 paid quarterback. As you can see, just below Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. I honestly, to be fair, I actually thought he would be the higher paid quarterback, and not because I want to read this very, very carefully. Tua is not the best quarterback in the league. I don't think anyone would really make that argument. But when you go down this list and see who is about to get paid, the chances are Mahomes is going to get a new contract that will take him above 45. That is definitely going to get a new contract very, very soon. And these aren't all quarterbacks. Let's go to quarterbacks. Because my worry was that what happens when Jordan Love signs his deal. Jordan Love is currently on 13.5 mil a year. And you would have to imagine his contract takes him into the top 10 100%. Again, I guess listen, the Packers could easily make Jordan Love the highest paid quarterback. But even if they pay him more than Tua, say 53.2 mil, it brings Tua down. And you're going to see over the next few years when guys start getting paid, Tua's going to start falling down this list. When Mahomes got paid, he wasn't tied 10th. He was like probably the higher paid quarterback in the league. So it's all that matters for me is one, he got paid, but you will see the start to go down over the next few years. Guys are going to get paid. To anyone angry about Tua's contract right now, I think it's a matter of talk to me again in 3 or 4 years when that contract, is mid-table, I guess, mid-quarterbacks, if that makes more sense. And also, if Tua goes on to win a ring, a championship ring, a Super Bowl, AFC Championship, whatever it is, you'll probably get another deal. And, it'll be interesting to see what don't say they get outs are, but if there's any clauses in the contract. I guess we shall see when more comes out. I'm sure there will be press conferences. So Tua hasn't spoken to the media yet. He will soon, or I guess over the next few weeks. Let's have a look what social media is saying. If there's anything more that I need to report on. Also, while I'm here, shout out to Charlie Wilson for getting engaged. We'll have you on very, very soon to talk about all that, to his contract, quarterback rankings, all the good stuff. Shout out to Ben Law. Once again, I can't get messages up. So if you're watching, so you can see it on your screen. I can't see it on mine. Is that working now? Yes, it is. Ben Law said Daniel Jones. I'm gonna say better than Tua. I don't know what that sign. Well, I know what that sign means. I always get confused. So, Ben, if you're saying that Dan Jones is better than Tua, the Giants suck, so I really couldn't care to. Let's be fair. I've always think the Giants are another team that Tua hasn't lost to yet. Let's have a look. What more do we know of Tua's contract? Yeah, Tua's contract needs a break in the internet. It really is, and it's actually quite amazing. It's really annoying. Oh, hold on. There's a video from Tua. Let's listen to this together.
That I agreed to. What's up, guys? Tua here. Got some breaking news for you guys. Although I never break any news, this is the first time for me. Just wanted to say that I agreed to a contract extension with the Miami Dolphins. Just want to give a big shout out to Mr. Ross. Want to thank Chris Greer, Brandon Chore for working endlessly on this deal. Want to thank Mike McDaniel for believing in me. Want to thank all my other coaches as well. I also want to give a big shout out to my teammates for believing in me, for also supporting me throughout this process. And then I also want to thank the fans as well. Fins up.
Love that. Fins up.
What's up,
I'll show it again.
Here. Got some breaking news for you guys. Although I never break any news, this is the first time for me. Just wanted to say that I agreed to a contract extension with the Miami Dolphins. Just want to give a big shout out to Mr. Ross. Want to thank Chris Greer, Brandon Chore for working endlessly on this deal. Want to thank Mike McDaniel for believing in me. Want to thank all my other coaches as well. I also want to give a big shout out to my teammates for believing in me, for also supporting me throughout this process. And then I also want to thank the fans as well. Fins up.
I could just play that, through the internet, but I was being stupid. But fins up. That's how we're doing it, guys. Fins up. Shout out to JML. Says, hello, boys. JML. Ben Silent Vita says, love it. Well deserved. Internet's broken again. Nope. Right. I'm not quite sure how much longer I can last on this because I'm freezing. I don't want that to happen. First and foremost, thank you to sorry, my mom messaged me as well. Yeah, so sorry, I've got a group chat. Shout out to my UK NFL fans who are going to come in here we're going to start making a load of noise. Yeah, Ben. Never realized your last name was Law. That's my own fault, I guess. But I guess I know now. Guys, if you are watching, say hi. Don't be shy. That rhymes as well. Shout out to Robert Ashton. Says, tell the lady to stop whatever they're streaming. They're stealing the bandwidth. No, it is. It's probably Shaq playing EA College football upstairs. Then watching Vanderpump Rules. Me technically still playing EA College football. Also in a Discord call with friends before I jumped on. King of Slam says, ain't no way a Giants fan is stupid enough to say that. Giants would have traded him away, but no one wants that overpaid bust. They're paying him $40 million a year to not even throw screen passes. So shout out to that. King of Slam says, thank you. Great breakdown. Listen, thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Shout out to Thomas Valentine. Says Tua has posters of Jared Goff on his bedroom wall. All right. Let's see if he is joining us. Probably not, but I can ask anyway. Also, while we're here, let's see. Oh, I don't have it right now. I was going to get up Tom Valentine's callback ranking list, but Tom can jump on another day and defend himself. So 5-yard Lee will not be joining us. Robert Ashton says, oh no, Mr. Valentine is here. When's the Valentine Touche SmackDown episode? Maybe this weekend. We shall see. IMAX says he's driving. IMAX drive safe. And Tom, if you're still here, answer the question. Why would Tua have Barbie posters in his room? Great question. Also, I'm a massive fan of Jared Goff. Do like him. He might make my top 10. Can't remember. But yes, no, it's all fun over here. Shout out to DJ Pyro. What's up? Finally, it's done, guys. DJ Pyro is the best DJ in Germany. If you haven't already, go back and check out our episode of DJ Pyro. Myself and Charlie met him while we were in Germany for the Dolphins Chiefs game. Pyro came on after to chop it up with us. Native German, massive Dolphins fan. The Dolphins movement in Germany is huge. So shout out Pyro. Listen, we have to get you back on before the season. Talk to his contract. Talk about what's going on in Germany for Dolphins and stuff like that. Annoyed we can't go back this year, but I'll be back soon. There's enough German sports for you to watch Dortmund, Bayern Munich. Listen, I'll be back in Germany. Robert Ashton says Valentine, Touche, Sherrod, Steve, QB ladder match. What's the top of the ladder? Is it Tua's contract? Is it the quarterback ranking list? We'll work that out. And we'll also try and get a graphic drawn up as well. Yeah. King of Slam says, love the Lions, though. Them and Goff have earned their flowers. They definitely have. And I think that's probably the Robert Ashton says, so DJ Pyro, saw you in the Louisiana bar when we were laughing at the Jets fans. Yeah, see, DJ Pyro, well known in the Go Time Dolphins community, and Dolphins community in general. Like, I'm telling you now, he was playing absolute bangers. I can't get over the amount of songs DJ Pyro was playing. Like, epic night in Germany. We were going till the early hours in the morning. But yeah, like I said, go back and check out the episode of DJ Pyro. Brilliant episode. Had a great time. He'll be on very, very soon. I will definitely give you a call when I come to Germany. Shout out to Paul. This is going to start getting stupid. Paul says Tom needs to defend all his bad takes. He definitely does, Paul. I agree. And Tom confirms, maybe not this weekend, but I'll be on soon. Listen, Charlie will be ready. I'll be ready. Listen, everyone will be ready. Tom, long-time friend of mine. Can only speak highly of him. If you hate PFF, blame Tom. Send all PFF hate towards Tom. He has a very broad back and amazing calves. He can carry and handle it all. So I can't find any more information on the contract. We might have a guest joining us. I will send you the link. How am I going to do this? Invite, copy. Oh, Twitter's the easiest way. Check Twitter. Who was it? Keith said it. Yep, shout out to Keith. Says DJ Pyro needs to recommend a playlist that Tua needs to be playing now that he got his bag. Listen, first song on that playlist, Charlie Touche Goes Home. 100%. That is the first song on that playlist. Charlie Touche Go Time. But yeah, Pyro, drop a playlist recommendation. He asked, who is in Miami on fan club weekend? Let's meet. I will not be there. Is that the Cardinals game? Is Cardinals fan club weekend? If it is, I know a few people who are going. I will be there week 1 and week 2. I just told someone to check Twitter and didn't actually. Messages. Are you called? You are called that, but do you check that one? Oh, you do. Cool. Sorry, bear me, guys. I'm trying to get a guest on. She'll be here soon. Let me know in the chat who you think the guest is. Shout out to Lauren Ray for the graphic. Can I change that now, actually? And yes, it is the Cardinals game. So I was correct. Cardinals is also the game where the clocks go back in the UK, I think it is. So we are playing at 5 o'clock. Spoiler alert, I will be at the Hippodrome because I'm always at the Hippodrome. Like, why would I not be? But I think there's something going on there as well. So, if you are in London or in the UK and you want to, I can't change. That's annoying. I want to change the video. Oh, thumbnail. Change. Yes. Right. Shout out to the Kerry Yang show. This is well deserved. I'm new to this channel. I love this deal. Just need to improve his health and players around him and turnovers and cold weather in playoffs. Kerry Yang, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the you can't talk. Welcome to Go Time Dolphins. What's our show about? All out here for promotion. All if you have a show, if you have anything you want to promote it, give us a shout. We can get that done. Thank you for the subscription. Thanks for the follow. If you haven't already, leave a like, and obviously thank you for the comment. Where has that gone? Yep, subject. I'm doing. Oh, what an absolutely lovely photo. Lanway, you have once again outdone yourself. Thank you so much. What's it called? So I'm trying to turn things up. QB1. Thank you. QB list. QB1 Tua. Oh, don't do that. Oh no, just always. Shout out Charlie Touche. It says Tua time, go time. Shout out Charlie. Hope you are okay. Yes, it is. Two. What if you want a good QB, you have to pay good money, 100%. And yes, Charlie citing in the chat. So much to do. Again, anyone? No, but genuinely, if there's anyone in the chat who doesn't like the contract, let me know. Love to discuss what you don't like about it. Why can't I get this? Live sort by most recent. I can't change it unless I'm actually. Thomas said he watched the QB episode. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. If you haven't already, after this episode, go back and watch that. Have to not ask us tonight. Send that on Twitter. Cads is still live on YouTube. I'll be back online soon. So, like I said, I was literally playing EA college football when this happened. Prediction for the number of passing yards for Tua this year. Do you know what? Let's get this going. How many yards will Tua throw for in 2024? So shout out to Kerry Yang for that. And here's the current question: how many yards will Tua throw for in 2024? I'm going for 4,300. I think he comes down from last year, but not because he plays worse. I just think, when you got Devon Achan, when you have Raheem Mostert, I forgot who we picked up in the what rookie did we pick up? Someone do me a massive favor and tell me. I also think the Dolphins aren't going to need to. I'm not going to say to throw for so many yards, but I think the defense will play a lot better and basically give Dolphins a lot of short field situations, but Tua doesn't have to air it out as much. So yeah, let's see what people in the comments say. Charlie says he'll be back on with Kadeem next episode to dive into everything 100%. King of Slams and Keith, thank you so much for that. Jalen Wright. Yep, and yeah, Keith, Wright, the running back from Tennessee. So when you got Jalen Wright, Devon Acham, Raheem Mostert, balanced offense, run and pass. I can't imagine Tua getting more than he did this year. Kerry Yang says maybe expecting him to exceed last year's record is too much, but yeah, little less than last year's number. Yes, I agree. Robert Ashton says 4,200 this year running game is going to balance out pass. I agree. I thought I got the this is just very, very annoying. I won't be here for much longer, so because of that, I'm going to jump into bonus time. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, like Kerry Yang has, new subscriber over here. Drop a comment. I'm not going to do the outro. Charlie's here, and this is a very odd episode, given that it is just me. Maybe we get the guest in bonus time. But yes, I shall see you in 34 seconds. Peace.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
So, and people might not be aware, if you aren't aware, the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa have agreed a contract extension, 4 years, 212.4 mil, 167 million in guarantees. That averages out to 53.1 mil a year, which makes him the third highest quarterback in the league. So we have a shout out to Justy Views. Says 1 out of 4 years of good health and no playoff win sounds about right for an extension. They should have made him play on his last year, prove he can stay healthy and it's not a fluke. And listen, I know there's a lot of people who share this opinion that since Tua has joined the Dolphins, that first year he came into the league injured or recovering from a very, very serious injury. Year 2 is the broken finger and he gets put on IR. Broken ribs. Jesse Davis, the turnstile, put on IR to misses 4 games, and I think he hurts his thumb or his finger. Brian Flores pulls him quite a few times. Flores goes, in comes Mike McDaniel, new start, new beginning, all that kind of stuff. Year 3 of Tua is the concussions. And then last off-season, jiu-jitsu, full year, fully healthy. So yeah, 1 out of 4 years of good health. Listen, that's not a lie at all. It is what it is. But and again, no playoff wins. That's a fact. There's no way we can deny that. That's actually what happens. He hasn't won a playoff game. But the counter to that is when he has been healthy, Tua has played at an MVP level, been in the conversation for MVP, obviously tailed off back end of the season just gone. And a Tua-led Miami team under Mike McDaniel have made the playoffs in back-to-back years. When Tua hasn't played under Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins have lost. So Tua has shown his worth from a standpoint of when he plays, they win. When they don't play, he loses. Yes, we all want more wins. Yes, we want playoff wins. Yes, we want home field advantage, AFC East title, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, listen, Justy, thanks so much for joining. Thanks so much for subscribing. Thanks so much for being honest. And I, not going to sit here and shout down your opinion because it's your opinion. And I know loads of people share that opinion. So shout out to Kerry, says, I started my own sports YouTube channel. Can I plug and give a shout out of it here? Or is this not a place to do it? I want to respect the rules here in the live. So I did it. So from your picture, I see football, aka soccer. Obviously, as you can tell from the accent, I'm from the UK, so I call it football. What football team do you support? I'm a United fan. I will give you a follow. No, what? Let's do this now. Actually, I'm a man of my word. I'm not going to not tell people to. No, let's find your channel. Kerry Yang Show. I can't find you right now. But once I do find you, I will definitely give you a follow and leave a comment and let you know it's me. So, Paul asked that Liam's mum has asked, do you think Joe Willock actually kept the ball in play or not? That is Newcastle v. Is it Arsenal? And if it is Newcastle v Arsenal, then yeah, the ball was 100% kept in. Arsenal fans crying. Arsenal fans need to stop moaning. Play the game, and try and match Eric Ten Hag's contract haul, because Eric Ten Hag in 2 years has won more than Mikel Arteta in 4.5. So awkward. Just saying. Shout out to Liam's mom. Hope she is well. Keith has a question. Less two related, but the real question is, how many yards will the Finns run for? Could we have the 2,000-yard rushers? I will answer that question in a sec, because I am not alone. Shout out to 5-Yard Lee. Lee, how are you doing over there?
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm doing much better now we have a quarterback signed.
So give us your thoughts on the before you give us your thoughts. Sports Enthusiast Squad said, actually follow this channel. This is my football channel. I post some videos on here already. This is Kerry Yang. Kerry, I will follow that channel instead. Thank you very much. 5-Yard Lee, what are your thoughts on the 2-way extension?
I'm over the moon. Like, it just seemed like this is one of those things that just had to get done. Like, you put yourself in such a position. I know me and you have spoken about it privately, that you put yourself in a position where you kind of have no choice but to do this, or go in a completely different direction. You can't really sit in the middle ground. So I think it's great that it's done. I think the 4 years is probably a little interesting, as opposed to 5. But I think we'll know more about that when Jordan Love signs his deal, whether that is his agency wanting to get him to kind of free agency again, or at least to the negotiating table again once the league most likely goes to 18 games, or whether it was a team thing that they just wanted to keep the deal a little bit shorter.
Yeah, because I didn't really pay too much. I paid attention to the 4 years, obviously, but yeah, now that you actually say it, it's why not 5? Why not 6? 4 years. 4 years, 167 mil guaranteed. Listen, it's done, so I'm not going to sit here and get too angry, I guess. But yeah, 4 years is interesting, 100%. Robert says Lee's getting his steps in to be season ready, 100%. Yeah, Lee is currently walking his dog, but obviously wants to join us, so I really do appreciate that. I guess obviously we spoke about the years. Would you make it the guaranteed money? 53.1 makes it just under. He's currently third behind Trevor Lawrence and who was it? And Joe Burrow, who are both on 55.
I mean, it's kind of neither here nor there, is it really? I think there's a thing for players, isn't there, where you want to be the highest paid of your position. I completely get that. I think there's probably a realism from both sides here that, they've got to think about what has happened in the past as well as the performance, weighing up everything. So it's probably a slightly more complicated picture than with some of the other quarterbacks. But yeah, so from the fans' point of view, just over the moon that we've got a quarterback under contract, and now we can head on with Cam and just look down the line to who's next.
Yeah, I think people would have lost their mind if he was a higher paid quarterback and got 55.5 or 56 or whatever it was. We said, like, everyone knew he was going to get paid in the 50s. Like, that was the most obvious thing. And the internet hasn't kind of broken down the way I thought it was going to happen. But to be fair, I haven't really had time to check and have a look at what everyone's saying and stuff like that. We did have one person, and I don't know if you heard it, but Justy View said 1 out of 4 years of good health and no playoff win sounds about right for an extension. They should have made him play on his last year, prove you can stay healthy, and it's not a fluke. And I think that's what a lot of people who aren't fans of the deal, aren't fans of Tua, that they do believe that. But what do you make, had the Dolphins made him play on his final year and say he balls out and wins a playoff game, surely it's a case of, well, now they have to pay him even more.
Yeah, I mean that's the obvious thought, isn't it? Is that, hey, like there's kind of two scenarios. There's the one where it goes well and the one where it goes bad. But let's take the scenario where everything goes well and he plays above the level that he's played last year, or even to the same level, which, let's be honest, was a high level throughout the season. Led number one offense in the NFL. What happens if you annoyed him so much that when he hits the end of that 5th year, he just walks? Because now you're in a bidding war with everyone else. It's not just a case of you have to pay him more. You actually have to take on other teams. And if you've, deteriorated the relationship, with negotiations that haven't panned out, which, I mean, obviously they could have been fine. They could have just both agreed, a bit like the Christian Wilkins, hey, look, we're not going to get this done. Like, you're going to play it out and see what happens. But you could have been in the same situation where you've continued to build the team around him. You've continued to build this team to win now. And then at the end of next season, you're sitting here looking at the draft and free agent quarterbacks saying, okay, well, how are we going to replace this guy?
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's a risk you can't take. I think, as a GM, I don't know how you explain that to your owner if he walks.
Yeah, I don't want to say they tried it, but it's what happened with Robert Hunt and Christian Wilkins. Played out that final year, hit free agency, and they got paid a lot of money, which people can't really begrudge them. So it's crazy. I've got a few more comments. So yes, Kenny. Yeah, Kevy. Sorry, apologies. I am Kadeem Simmons. There's a D before the yes. He says, how do you call in and join that 5-yard lead here? That's something we'll do at a later date. Pyro says, check the percentage comparison on Bowtrack. Definitely not overpaid. We looked at that earlier, but I'll have a look at that again in a sec. Robert says, if Lee pulls out a small black plastic baggie, I'm out. Yeah, Lee, please, don't show it, but make sure you pick it up. Shout out to Wes says, hurry up and get back online. Give me 2 secs. Wes, Drakey, if you can hear me, I'll be back about 5 minutes, just finishing up. So bear me 2 secs. I'm literally playing PlayStation. As I said, I was literally playing EA college football in my college playoffs. Cap says, the YouTube community is nuts. I can't keep up. I appreciate you just being here, so thank you so much for that. Everyone is live, my thumbs. And Robert says, Tua balls out, answers a load of criticism. 40% will find something else to question. 40% he can do no wrong, and the rest of us will still support him as our QB. 100%. Listen, we knew it was coming, and spoiler alert, we knew it was coming today. I kind of didn't think it would happen right now. I'm kind of glad it did, because I was worried it happened when I'm sleeping or on a stag do tomorrow. But you asked a question earlier, who's next? You reckon? I say it kind of has to be Holland, I guess, or if not Holland, who gets paid next?
Or do we see an extension for Tyreek Hill?
Explain.
Well, we know that he wants to. An extension is maybe the wrong word. We know that he wants to rework that money. It's been mentioned before. He mentioned in his presser to open training camp that he told Drew Rosenhaus, do what you have to do, but don't get me traded. I wonder if he's next on the list because you secured the quarterback, so now you want to secure his best weapon. Not that Tyreek's not secure. Again, poor choice of words. You have to excuse my excitement. We just signed a franchise quarterback.
I think for me anyway, Hill, Tyreek Hill came out and said, "Do not get me traded." So he's going to play. He's not trying to leave unless that reworked money allowed you to go and sign Javon Holland. My priority would be keeping Holland in the building, not franchise tagging him, getting him under contract for the next few years, especially when he's the only safety under contract next. No, there's no safety under contract next year, are there? Everyone is.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so to me,
I mean, it was definitely interesting what he was saying earlier. It doesn't seem like it's something that's bothering him right now. But he did also mention very clearly that if the Dolphins want to give him a call, that he will definitely pick up the phone. So,
100, yeah. So I'd extend. Yeah, my priority will be extending Holland, not just because he's a friend of the podcast, but I think it's thoroughly deserved. I don't think they do Phillips just yet. They probably wait to see how he looks coming off the injury. But
yeah, that's a tricky situation because the injury is right now. I know people will mention Tua's, past and having been hurt a few times, but that's different than coming off the injury right now. So yeah, I think it's a very different calculation, isn't it? Obviously, the guys, if you don't mind me saying it, the guys are an Adonis. Like, you see the way he looked at camp the other day. Like, Jesus. But yeah, obviously we hope he comes back sound. But you can understand why that has to wait, probably from both sides, because if you try and do something now, obviously the team are going to say we need you to prove you're healthy, and obviously he wants to prove he's healthy to get the maximum that he can. So that kind of makes sense. Like you say, it definitely pushes it into towards Javon Holland being next.
100%. Charlie Touche says, "Appreciate you 5-yard Lee." Yeah, Lee is amazing. If you don't know, if you're new here, just subscribe. Lee is part of the Dolphin UK podcast, the official Miami Dolphins podcast in the UK. So if you haven't already, go follow them on Twitter. Go give them a listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from. And then just before we leave, Keith says, "Would the answer to who is next depend on the structure of Tua's contract? The stream of payments is important as it tells how much cap there is." And yeah, 100%. That's what, again, I haven't seen it on social media yet, but that's where it gets really, really interesting. What are the, what's the salary hit per year? Does it allow you to, extend people now or maybe later? What
There's
I am
definitely
seeing,
some more information, isn't there, to come out over the next few hours where we can get a true breakdown of what this contract looks like.
yeah, 100%. What's interesting is some of the comments. So this is on Twitter. Someone said, "Being proud of your team overpaying the 16th best quarterback at best is a weird flex." And there's going to be loads of that. Where's it just gone? Jeremy Fowler of ESPN says the 2020 draft has produced $1 billion in quarterbacks contracts and counting. Joe Burrow, 5-year, $275 million. Tua Tagovailoa, 4-year, $212.4 million. Justin Herbert, 5-year, $262.5 million. And then Jalen Hurts, $255 million. And I think that's the other thing as well. Now I'm seeing it. Everyone is going to say Burrow, Herbert, and Jalen Hurts got 5 years. Tua got 4. And Tua is the lowest paid quarterback of that group, and he was a second taken in that class. I will say to all of them.
So what we're really saying is everyone who was unhappy about the thought of paying Tua in the first place should be over the moon because they got him for less than those other guys on less years.
Yeah, but
so
that's not
happy.
But obviously, and again, we said this. Unless Tua got paid more than all of those, a 6-year, $300 million deal, this like Colin the Cow is going to be ecstatic. The Dolphins love Tua, but do they love him really? Trying to just put stuff in there. So yeah,
just keeps the news going.
Yeah. Again, when Jordan Love, if Jordan Love gets paid more than Tua in terms of years and overall money and stuff like that, then
I
it's going to
think
be a case of.
I
So
think
you're
with
saying?
Jordan Love, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because Jordan Love is under the same management as Tua, right? And I think you're probably going to get some indication. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm guessing you get some indication of whether the 4 years was from Tua's side or from the team side. Everyone assumes that 4 years is kind of a negative because the others were signing for 5, but something quite monumental happened in between. It sounds like the push for 18 games is going to come as soon as next season. And that's only really been confirmed in the last couple of weeks, which completely changes the structure of the salary cap. So, they might want to hit free agency sooner, or at least, let's say, get to the negotiating table sooner. So if Jordan Love signs a 4-year deal, you might find that that's an agency thing and not not a Dolphins thing. I don't know which side it came from, but I'm just saying that I think there's a possibility that it could have come from either.
And it's one of the things that we might not ever know. But I think at that point, it's people trying to find a reason to not like the contract. At the end of the day, it's happened. It's signed. He's staying in the building for, at the very least, the next 4 years, because that's what your contract says. Things happen. You just never know. But it's happened. It happened 3 days into camp. Like I said earlier, everyone can now move forward. There's no more questions, no more sitting out, no more X, Y, Z. And again, Justy and others have said that Tua's had one injury-free year out of 4 years. Jordan Love has played one season. He played one season, and he's about to get paid probably a lot of money. Jordan Love's sample size is a lot smaller than Tua's. So, at that point, what are we even doing here?
I got triggered earlier when I saw some videos over the last couple of days saying that Tua can't play any other system, knowing that he played with a different coordinator every year in Alabama. He's played with 3 different coordinators with the Dolphins. And all he's done is kind of succeed in all of those. And then, people mention the injury thing, and that's fine. Like, he has had the injuries. There's no escaping that. But people say, well, what happens if he gets injured? Well, that doesn't mean it's catastrophic. What happened when Joe Burrow got injured and missed the rest of the season? What happened when Justin Herbert got injured and missed the rest of the season? What happened when Lamar Jackson, who's missed as many games in the NFL as Tua? Like, it's not really a question. The other thing about injuries is Chris Greer has a history of signing players with injuries or with an injury history. We have Teron Armstead on the roster. We perennially made Xavier Howard the highest paid corner in the NFL.
Isn't Todd Washington out for the season?
Sorry?
Isn't Todd Washington out for the season already?
He's on injured reserve. I don't think he's out for the season. I haven't seen it, but I may have missed it.
Yeah, they placed him on IR, and people have kind of basically said his season's done. Yeah.
I think if Tua was to get hurt this year, injuries happen in football. He's proved he can stay healthy. He's got time healthy. He's had little injuries. He's had the large injuries, but at the end of the day, your alternative is to probably start again with a new quarterback because you're not picking up a player of Tua's caliber from another team because teams just don't let those kind of players walk. And I'm happy to say that neither did the Dolphins.
100%. So we'll finish off here. Keith says Lee's exactly right. Given a rapid increase in quarterback salaries, getting back out to the market soon could really pay off. Tua would need to produce though if he wants that second bag. And again, yeah, that's always going to be the case. Lee mentioned earlier about the potential 18 game season. That is going to be a video out on our Patreon once we basically record it. So look out for that. If you haven't already signed up to our Patreon, go and do so. Kerry Yang says, I really love the Dolphins defense. I think we all do. It could be very interesting to see how this defense looks under Anthony Weaver. As I mentioned earlier, the first 2 days of practice when Tua wasn't really in, the defense sounded like they had an absolute amazing time. Have I froze?
No, I feel like...
Okay, cool. I think on my screen I froze. Also, on my screen you froze. I'm watching a stream and I froze. But regardless, I've been here for an hour and 10 minutes. Lee, thank you so much for joining me as you walk your dog. And one last time, Lee, where can I find you?
5 Yard Lee and the Dolphin UK podcast on Twitter and all the podcast outlets wherever you get it. Yep, come give us a listen.
100%. Go give them a listen. Guys, we are live because the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa have extended their relationship. 4 years, 212.4 mil, an average of 53.1 mil a year, making the third highest quarterback, 167 mil in guarantees. It's the highest 4-year deal. And that's nothing. Highest 4-year deal. Listen, that's not a team-friendly contract. That is the Dolphins saying that we love you, and it might not be the high-paid quarterback or anything, but you have the highest 4-year deal. So
Let's be
anyone who
honest,
doesn't
you
like
don't give someone
sorry,
you don't love $212.4 million. Like,
not at all.
sorry,
Not at
that's
all.
just not the case.
No. Guys, I know there are a lot of live YouTube channels going on right now. I am going to go eat some food, win the national championship in EA college football. If anyone wants a game online, hit me up on Twitter at Kadeem Simmons. I will add you. We will play. But until the next time, enjoy. Love you all. And fins up. Peace.